How would you like to control vmix on your Windows machine, but using a piece of hardware? This is now possible using any hardware controller you can imagine. And here I have brought a hardware E21, one of our most popular controllers, which is connected by a single Ethernet cable to this Windows machine running vmix. vmix is this software application which is a software switcher. So in a regular scenario, you have a Windows machine connected to several HD SDI sources from a live production environment like an event or in a studio production it could be. And those sources would be shown here in vmix. In this case, we have just configured the built-in webcam and an external webcam and as well put in a still image just to have three sources to switch between. But this is really no limitation of a real production. But you'll know that. If you know vmix, you definitely know how to set up sources. The really interesting thing here is the hardware device we use for switching. So we have a program row and a preview row. And program row means you select directly which source is on your output. Preview row is what source is next if you press the cut button. So usually you wouldn't bring sources directly on program, but just to show you that you can, I just press the program row buttons. Let's use the preview row instead. So now I press 1 for preview, and you see source number 1 goes to preview. I press 2, and source number 2 goes to preview. And I could press 3, and source 3 goes to preview. And if I press the cut button, we have a cut button here, you see that over here in the program window, each time I press, instantly you have a cut. The preview source is going on program, and the program source switches back over here. If you press the auto button, you have a smooth transition. So you see auto, transition, 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 and we even put in a slider. So if you pull the slider, you'll see that you also have this transition going on. One thing you might already have noticed is how quick this is to actually control vmix. You can just look at how quickly I can actually use the slider. We put a lot of effort into making really quick commands being sent to vmix, so it's extremely responsive, very, very quick in controlling this software application. So this is a really great interface, but it comes as a slight cost because what is less important than quick response from pushing a button and actually getting the signal switched is that the buttons here should also reflect what you did. So if you press this button 2, button 3, you might experience a slight delay before the button illumination is updated. And that's kind of the price of the other optimization, because it's really hard task for this microcontroller to go through all the information about the status of vmix, which is pulled down and sorted out. So that's one thing that you have to know, that the response of the buttons is a little bit lagging behind, but not the response of the commands being sent. Those are instant, and it's a great interface, very responsive for working with vmix.